I want to thank the chairman. I want to thank all of you for being here. In particular, Mr. Nahas and Ms. Murad, we're so sorry for what you've gone through, and your courage in coming forward here today is very important for us to hear what you have endured, and it's horrific. But I wanted to follow up, Ms. Murad, on the issue that actually you raised, and I would like to have Dr. Al-Gawari comment on it. And that is, Doctor, you said that what Daesh is doing is beyond apostate. You've described it as the dogs of hellfire. And I would agree with that description. But what I want to understand is, to what Ms. Murad asked, as we look at how the reaction should be for example, I think she may have identified the Al-Zahar Seminary in Cairo, which I believe you studied at, which is a very, very important seminary in Islam. Do you believe that leaders in this seminary and other leaders in the Muslim world have described and have called out Daesh in the way that you have described it today as forcefully as they should?
Thank you, Senator. So just a correction, those are my words. I was quoting Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad said that the outliers are the dogs of hellfire.
Right.
Which
I
happen to agree with.
What I want to understand is to really answer her question. Do you think that leaders in a position to influence what Islam truly stands for, do you think that they have been forceful enough in calling out, whether you call them dogs of hellfire or apostate, however, how Daesh is warping, as you've testified today, your religion?
So I think there's yes and no. I think there are definitely those who are very outspoken. One scholar that comes to mind that we've worked with is Sheikh Muhammad Yaqoubi, himself a Syrian refugee for all intents and purposes, now living in Morocco. And he's written a very extensive fatwa, non-binding religious opinion in English against ISIS. And he actually makes the argument, which is a valid argument, that Daesh or ISIS are in fact outside of the folds of Islam. But if you've ever worked with scholars and academics, they're a little bit slow on the uptake and not very good in front of the camera. And I think that one of the
need leaders to
well, that's one of the problems. I think one of the deficiencies, one of the weak points of Al-Azhar is its communications capacity. In a former life, I actually helped establish the Office of Communications for the Grand Mufti of Egypt between 2003, 2007, before I went to Princeton. And that was, wow, that was a coup. I mean, when I asked them, how do you deal with journalists? And they said, oh, we call the police and we arrest them. I said, no, you have to work with the media, because if you don't, what you're trying to say, what the Mufti is trying to say is not going to get out there. So I think there's a lot of training that can happen to help that. But I agree with you. There is more needs to be done and more voices need to be heard.
Thank you. Ms. Murad, I wanted to say, I believe that Daesh has engaged in war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. How important do you believe it is? You have put in your written testimony today, and you've also told us, how important is it for the United States to formally recognize Daesh's actions as genocide? And I mean with reference to the Yazidis and what you've told us today about how they're treating the Yazidis.
أفتشتكي جلكي مهمش مرة جو اعتراف بيكرن جو بسري ازدياهاتي جينوسايدا.
It's very important for us that what happened to us to be acknowledged as a genocide.
الشانس دايما هي وقت المتحدة جو اعتراف كرجوت أباب سري ازدياهاتي جينوسايدا. ودي سالة إنساني إزدي حياة السرقة ببونو بس إيرك أمل جرا شيبو بيبيبي.
On the 16th of this month, just a few days ago, when the UN acknowledged the genocide for the Yazidis who've been hopeless for the past 2 years, this was the first time they started having some hope.
شوية كمد بيوكا احترافي بيكرن جواب سريما هاتي جينوسايدش بر جريمت ما نتشتكي في شارتي بو جريمت ما هتانوها مستمرنو هتانوها أفتش داري جافيت عالمي هموي وداعش في تشتي نبدأ زي ما تكشويكي مدفي وكهمو كاب بنيرن الجريمة وكابنيرن كحقي فيكي تشا.
I would like these crimes to be legally recognized by you, and I would like to be acknowledged, and I would like you to look into the crimes, the things that I've said today, and the things that Daesh have done, not secretly. They've publicly have said they will do it, and they've did it, and I would like you to look at these crimes and evidences.
I want to thank all of you for being here, and I would just say there is a Senate resolution, Resolution 340, which would call this for what it is, a genocide. And I hope that we can come together and declare, I would like to see the administration declare this a genocide, and I also would like us as a Congress to come together and declare this for what it is. Thank you.